lumaki sa 3 dako, binubuo ng mahigit 7,000 pulo. Yan ang bayan ko.
Iba't iba man ang kulay namin, likas na masayahin at saan man makarating. Kapansin-pansin ang galing.
Ngunit kahit may samot-saring sari-sariling pinaniniwalaan, ngunit kahit may samot-saring lengguwaheng hindi ko na naiintindihan,
tayo ay iisa sa puso't diwa, hinding-hindi magigiba. Taas noo kahit kanino, ang lahi ko ay Pilipino.
Halina't kilalanin ang lahing di pa aapininuman, binabagyo man lagi, magsisimulang muli.
Kaysayang isipin na patungo tayo sa kaunlaran, kahit samot-sari ay mananatiling iisa.
Patintero ng buhay, ngunit kahit may samot-saring sari-sariling pinaniniwalaan, ngunit kahit may samot-saring nauusong ating kinahihiligan, tayo ay iisa sa puso't diwa.
Sabi ko nga, Bas Ismail, nauna sa akin dito, binaba niya yung mic. So, I have to readjust again. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. I'm absolutely honored today to have you here join us for a combination meeting of a town hall and also a celebration of our National Day, which was on 12 June, the 126th anniversary of the Declaration of Philippine Independence. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today on a Friday and for joining us for this meeting where we could see each other, update each other on different things, and again, also recall the sacrifice of our forebears who fought for our independence 126 and announced our independence in 126 years ago. Today's program, I don't know if they'll flash it, but I'll give you a very quick rundown of what happened today. Initially, after I speak, we will have a briefing on an update on our services, some advice up to date, and from our newest team member in the embassy, Mr. Brian Fernandez, who will come later. He's the third secretary and vice consul who recently arrived a week ago. He hasn't seen the pyramids yet, but have you drank from the Nile? Not yet. But he replaced Consul Bojar Kapati, who is now back in the Philippines. After that, there are, I think some intermission numbers. I would like to express great appreciation to those who joined us for the national anthem today, and for those who will, throughout the day, provide some Filipino songs. Thank you very much for joining us. Please give them a hand in advance. Let's express our appreciation. And after that, I would like to briefly say that I thank you all for being able to register online and expressing your desire to be with us today. Before I got here as ambassador a couple of years ago, I was told that there were 5,000 Filipinos in Egypt. We are required as an embassy to report to Congress twice a year on the number of Filipinos under our jurisdiction. And around 2 years ago, we started a registration system online, and there are now registered on the system 2,100 something Filipinos in Egypt. Thank you all for registering. This is very important. Our government requires that we be able to have a good number, exact number as much as possible of the number of nationals under our jurisdiction. In Yemen, in Yemen. I'm thinking of when I was somewhere else, but in Sudan, right now we have less than 100, around 70, because around 800 or 900 Filipinos left in the past year. And in Ethiopia, around 100, and in Eritrea, around 9. Djibouti also around 100. Yeah. Have you noticed that everything now requires online? Yes. Good or bad? Good. And if you remember now, even when you travel to the Philippines, you need to do your arrival card online. Yeah. And it reminded me also yesterday, I was looking through Instagram, I saw our embassy post that kahit yung customs online, right? In fact, a lot of things now in the Philippines is done online. And this is part of the President's and the Philippine thrust to digitize our government access, our economy, to make it easier. In fact, the latest passport law, passed I think 2 months ago, will allow down the road that renewals for overseas Filipinos will be online. Because not everyone can come to the embassy, right? And we don't have an embassy everywhere around the world. And if the system already has your biometrics, then you don't have to come every time and give your thumb mark and your photo. So hopefully that system will work out soon. In addition, sino ba nakaboto last time? Parang mga 50%, 90%, right? On this day, or usually as citizens of our country, there are a few things that we can do to celebrate our being Filipino, the democracy that we have. And one of that is voting. So I'm glad to see that a lot of you have voted. My colleague tells me about 1,000 voted last time. The previous process is you have to come to the embassy, right? I don't know if I'm doing this prematurely, but the elections for next year, at least for in Egypt or Cairo, we have chosen that elections be conducted for Filipinos will be online as well. You don't need to come to the embassy or do any of that as long as you are registered. Anyone not registered? Why, ma'am?
I will go the other time. So
You're where?
I will go there at the other time because I'm so busy.
Promise?
Yes.
You have 101 days to register. 101 from now to be able to register to vote. There's always something that I found out, even in other countries, hindi alam ng mga Pilipino. And I was glad earlier to learn that some had actually done it. A lot of us don't register our children and report the birth report their birth to the embassy and obtain Philippine citizenship for them. I just want to reiterate to all that anyone born, any birth should be reported to the closest Philippine embassy or consulate. As I have mentioned, there are a lot of things that happen around us, and one of the most important things now is we be able to communicate directly to many. The region has experienced some difficulties, either war or crisis. I hope I hope everything stops soon, but in the past year and a half we've experienced crisis in Sudan, crisis in Gaza, and our embassy was involved to help Filipinos who were in Gaza as well as those who were in Sudan. I hope it improves, but if not, I beg that those of you who are not registered on our system do so as soon as possible. My colleague later on also will talk in detail on some of these updates. Indeed. In July 2023, last year, about Bagong Pilipinas movement, which calls on everyone to be active, monitor, and participate. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a simple program today. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that other than that, you will also get to meet everyone else somehow. And for those who will be on the stage later, who agreed in such a short time to be able to provide some reminders of home, songs from the Philippines. And finally, please join me in expressing appreciation to the team from the embassy that made this.
Ng pagrehistro. During the past 2 years, the embassy has worked hard to deliver its mandate of protecting and promoting the national interest and security, advancing economic growth, and assisting Filipinos overseas, as well as promoting Philippine culture and tourism. Ating panoorin ang maikling video ukol sa mga aktibidades ng embahada. Ayan po. Sa video, nakita po natin ang mga efforts ng embahada para ma-promote ang ating bansa politically, economically, and culturally, pati na rin ang mabigyan tulong ang ating mga kababayan. Ating pumalakpan na embahada. Another videos, let us now watch some of the recorded messages from our government leaders. We start with the Independence Day message of our President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. to be followed by the message of Secretary of Foreign Affairs Enrique E. Manalo.
Binabati ko ang lahat ng mga Pilipino sa loob at sa labas ng bansa sa pagdiriwang ng ika-126 na anibersaryo ng proklamasyon ng kalayaan ng Pilipinas. Isang karangalan na mapabilang sa lahing Pilipino na mga ninuno ay magiting at nakipaglaban upang maibalik ang kasarinlan at kapayapaan sa ating bansa. At bilang tagapagmana ng kalayaan na tinatamasa natin ngayon, tungkulin ng bawat isa sa atin na pangalagaan ito at tiyaking hindi na tayo kailanman magpapatinag sa anumang banta ng pananakot, pananakop at pag-aapi. Sa pagharap natin sa mga hamon ng modernong panahon, nawa ay pagtitibayin natin hindi lamang ang ating katapangan, kung hindi pati na rin ang ating pagkakaisa at pagtutulungan. Mga kababayan, tayo ang muka ng bagong Pilipinas. Sa sarili nating pamamaraan, maaari tayong maging bayani ng ating makabagong panahon. Gamitin natin ang ating dunong at sipag sa bawat gawain. At ang pinakamahalaga, maging mapakumbaba, mapagmahal sa bayan at marangal tayo sa lahat ng oras. Habang binabaybay ang daan tungo sa kinabukasang puno ng pag-asa at oportunidad, tungo sa bagong Pilipinas na matagal na nating ipinapangarap. Muli, isang makabuluhang araw ng kalayaan sa lahat. Mabuhay ang malayang sambayanan ng Pilipino, mabuhay ang Republika ng Pilipinas.
On behalf of the women and men of the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Philippine Foreign Service, I wish to greet all Filipinos overseas on the occasion of the 126th anniversary of the proclamation of our country's independence. As we commemorate the birth of our Republic, let us dwell on the theme of this year's anniversary, Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan. These three words encapsulate the importance of honoring the sacrifice of our forebears endured in their struggle for self-determination. These three words are a call for us to safeguard the gains of their victory in 1898, which allows us to enjoy the fruits of freedom and democracy today. Perhaps most importantly, Kalayaan, Kinabukasan, Kasaysayan should be a constant reminder of the significance of the continuing task of nation building which lies before us. For while our founding parents gained our independence through weapons and an extraordinary amount of grit, we are called to employ innovation, ingenuity, and perseverance to build a thriving democracy firmly on the path to a lasting, broadly shared progress. It is therefore of no coincidence that the words in this year's theme harken back to the Katipunan's initials, which our valiant forebears brandished as a battle cry over a century ago. It is this same courage, this same spirit of patriotism and unity that we are called upon to mobilize today. Let us be inspired by the Katipuneros' bravery as we Filipinos at home and abroad work together to build our bagong Pilipinas. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas! Mabuhay ang Pilipino sa ibayong dagat!
Iyong paghayo, ang pangako ng walang hanggang bukas. Pabaon man sa'yo, hati ang puso. Aabutin ang pangarap, yung panawalang sa ilalim. Pagpuring pag
Maraming salamat, Miss Kim. Bukod sa ganda ng boses, maganda rin yung pattern ng damit niya. Reminds me of a pattern from Mindanao? Yes. Thank you, Miss Kim.
Taga Mindanao ka ba?
Taga Mindanao ko siya. May I call our new Vice Consul, who just arrived less than a week ago, to discuss to us the embassy services and Bagong Pilipinas campaign. Let's give a round of applause to Vice Consul Brian B. Fernandez. Please reserve your questions regarding the presentation after Vice Consul Brian's presentation. So, meron po tayong question and answer after Vice Consul. Sir?
Thank you, Sir Saiden. Naimbag nga Rabi tayo amin ay Manilocano. Magandang hapon. Assalamualaikum. Good evening po sa ating lahat. So my presentation will be divided into 3 parts. First, update on consular services and then ATM services, and then as mentioned by the ambassador a while ago, also a briefing on the Bagong Pilipinas campaign. Okay, so updates on the embassy services. Next, please. So I'll start. Siguro alam niyo na po ito. This presentation is just a reiteration of what has been previously discussed by the embassy with you. So ito po ay pag-revisit. We just need to revisit some of the important information that the Filipino community needs to know and to be updated with our services, and of course some important advice from the Egyptian government. Okay. So let's start with the DFA's mandates. Ano ba ang ginagawa ng DFA? Under Republic Act 7157, otherwise known as the Philippine Foreign Service Act, the Department of Foreign Affairs is mandated to implement the 3 pillars of Philippine foreign policy. So ito po yung ating tatlong pillars ng foreign policy. First is the preservation of the rights and promotion of national security. Second is the promotion and attainment of economic security. And third is the protection of the rights and promotion of the welfare and interests of Filipino overseas. Kung napanood po natin kanina yung video about the accomplishments of the embassy, ito pong lahat yon. Okay, so we have multilateral meetings, bilateral meetings, we have cultural activities, we have ATM and consular services. So ito po yung tatlong mandato ng kagawaran ng ugnayang panlabas. Okay. Protecting the interests of overseas Filipinos. The welfare and well-being of the Filipino people, whether at home or overseas, is perhaps our most important interest. 100 million Filipinos or more. When we speak of our client base, we refer not only to those who are overseas, but to those who are also at home. And for the overseas Filipinos, we strive to create an environment friendly to their interests. That is why sa saan mang sulok ng mundo, meron po tayong embahada or meron po tayong consulate, because again, one of the mandates of the DFA is to protect the interests of the Filipinos. So katulad po dito sa Egypt at sa jurisdiction, sa ibang countries na under the jurisdiction of the Philippine Embassy here in Cairo, this is perhaps one, if not the most important mandate, okay, ng DFA. That is to protect the interests of the Filipinos. We deliver quality consular services. We ensure that any of our kababayans in distress receive assistance expeditiously. And we build bridges to help our countrymen maintain strong links to their native land. This is the DFA's contribution to the government's vision to make working overseas a choice and not a necessity. Other also the DFA, yung kanina, that's only half of the DFA equation. other than the 3 pillars of foreign policy, we also have other mandates, or we also promote culture, for example. That's why, as you may have seen a while ago in the video, marami po tayong cultural activities sa embassy. We also promote Philippine products and, of course, tourist destination. Bilang napakaganda ng ating bansa sa Pilipinas, we promote the different tourist spots in the Philippines. And, of course, investment opportunities as part of our economic diplomacy. We seek educational opportunities and technologies that will help build our nation's capacities. As mentioned by His Excellency the Ambassador, the government agencies are mandated to streamline the processes. That's why even here in our Philippine Embassy in Cairo, we have a lot of initiatives in order to digitize the transactions. These efforts help create jobs here at home. They provide a boost to budding enterprises, enabling them to be competitive in the global marketplace. And we do these activities in cooperation with other agencies of government on the basis of a one country team approach. So now we proceed to the consular services. Now, I will be providing updates on the consular services, on the whole of government approach to digitized services, as well as streamlining of services and requirements, dissemination of information via online platforms. Okay, so this one, the whole of government approach to digitized services. And as you can see, you see on the screen the history of, or the different initiatives by the government from 1992 up to the present times. That is to streamline the processes. Mainly, the purpose is to streamline the processes. Para po hindi mahirapan ng ating mga kababayan, we try to streamline, and we do our best to streamline the processes in our government agencies. And our foreign service posts, like our Philippine Embassy, is not exempted. We have that mandate to streamline our processes. Next. Of course, some of you maybe are familiar with this. This was the pronouncement of the President in 2022 when he said we have to streamline the operation of government, which immediately brings us to digital and IT communications para mas maganda ang pagtakbo. As mentioned by the Ambassador a while ago, even our elections, I think there is a move to have our election online for the embassy or for our kababayans here, and also other initiatives. And to address this pronouncement, or to be compliant with the pronouncement of the President, the DFA has a lot of projects and initiatives. Now we have the Global Online Appointment System, or the GOAS, for passports through passport.gov.ph. All these are can be seen, or makikita po natin siya sa ating social media platforms ng ating embahada. Online visa applications through visa.gov.ph. Embassy's appointment system for other consular services. This is part of the initiative of the embassy, that for appointment, kailangan sa online na po. And then eventually on e-payment system. Streamlining of services and requirements, dissemination of information via online platforms. We have the embassy website. Siguro familiar po kayo dito, yung karamihan, or if not all, are followers perhaps of our Facebook page. Instagram and X, right? Former Twitter. Okay? So ayan po. And then here is a screenshot of our website, the official website of the Philippine Embassy here in Cairo. Okay? And next, of course, where are we located? Alam niyo naman po kung saan ang ating embahada dito sa Cairo. Next, please. Now, for the passports, online application with schedule at passport.gov.ph. Okay? Lahat naman po tayo may passport dito. Sana. Okay. Okay. List of requirements found at the website at philippine-egypt.co. Okay? And then, how to fill up the online form is posted on our Facebook page. And videos and photos, there are instructions to follow. And this can be found also in our website. Renew your passport at least 1 year before its expiration date. We encourage our kababayans, kayo po, 1 year before the expiration date of your passport to please renew para hindi po kayo magkaroon ng problema in case of emergency. Okay? Na kailangan pang kumuha ng passport bago po kayo makatravel, and then kulang na po yung oras. Okay? Kasi ang passport po natin sa Pilipinas po piniprint. Okay? That is why we are encouraging our kababayans, kayo po, na kung check your authentication and notarial services, online appointments still. Of course, you have the link there. You can also find this in our embassy's page. Authentication of documents, issuance of certificates, and notarizing of affidavits. So these are the documents, okay, that we notarize. Process with sample forms are posted on the website. You can follow if you have time before you go to the embassy, so that at least hindi na po kayo magkakaroon ng problema or kulang yung mga requirements. You can check. The instructions are there. Okay? Madali naman po siyang intindihin. Okay? And then, processing time has been reduced to within 3 days, releasing of documents. Perhaps this is pagkompleto po yung inyong documents. That's why we encourage you before you visit the embassy to avail of these services. As much as possible, please check the requirements and make sure that the requirements are complete para po pagdating nyo sa embassy, ma-process agad, and then within 3 days, pwede na pong ma-release ang inyong documents. Okay, for civil registration, as emphasized by His Excellency the Ambassador a while ago, kailangan pong i-report yung birth, okay? Anumang birth, okay, ay kailangan i-report sa embahada. Napakahalaga po na ma-report ang panganak sa ating embahada because marami pong mga ano ang tawag natin ito? Maraming mga processes na affected kapag hindi po na-register yung birth. Okay? And we encourage you to register the birth within 1 year from the date of birth. Okay? And especially po dito, meron pong late registration after a year. Okay? And before 18 years old, before 18 years old yung bata, pwede siyang ma-register po na yung birth niya para magkaroon po siya ng passport. Okay? Kasi ang requirement po ng Philippine passport is a birth certificate. Okay? Pag hindi po na-report yung birth ng bata, okay, hindi po siya ma-issue ng passport. Okay. Next, report to the embassy. Aside from birth, we also have marriage and also death. Okay, so yan po, panganak, kasal, at kung may namatay man po. Why is civil registration important? collection of documentary evidence of identity and civil status. Napakahalaga po niyan. The identity and the civil status of the child. Okay. Next, enables access to social services. Of course, pag nireport po yan at Filipino po siya, he can avail of the services, okay, na binibigay sa mga Filipino, okay, because he's a Filipino citizen. Next, data collection contributing to formulation of efficient evidence-based policies. Okay? Kasi yung mga report of birth po natin, pinapadala po yan sa Pilipinas, sa Manila. Okay? And that is also to help our government in policy decision making kung ilan ang Pilipino overseas. Okay? Napakahalaga po ng mga numerong ito, or these statistics are very important with in terms of policy decision making. Okay? Next, for civil registration, just like the other consular services, online appointment, you have the link there. Again, you can find this link in our website. The process and forms are also posted on the website. Embassy processing with complete attachment up to 3 days. Okay. Flow, you have from the embassy, and then to be submitted to DFA OCA in the Philippines, and then to the Philippine Statistics Authority, or formerly known as our National Statistics Authority, or the NSO. Uploading in PSA system is in about 6 months from receipt, okay, of the report. Next, for our visa, online form to be filled up at visa.gov.ph. Again, process and requirements posted on the website and on social media. Okay, so lagi lang po natin i-check yung mga requirements and also our website. Lahat po ba dito may access sa website ng Philippine Embassy? Lahat naman, no? High-tech na po tayo ngayon. Okay? So nandun po lahat. Submission of requirements via email. You have the Gmail address there. And then appointment will be confirmed once documents are in order and approval received from the Philippines. Processing time 5 to 7 days from submission of complete. I wish to emphasize the word complete. Complete documents for authorization in the Philippines. For children of Filipinos, it is encouraged that you report their births and get them a Philippine passport. Okay. Next, for dual citizenship, the process for the dual citizenship is also found in our website. For Filipinos who lost their citizenship and want to reacquire their Philippine citizenship, can avail of these services in the embassy and scheduled according to availability of the applicant. Okay? So, kayo po yung availability nyo po ang masusunod kung kailan. Okay? Next, for our courtesy lane, ito po meron po tayong courtesy lane, walk-in for senior citizens, minors 7 years and below, for pregnant, and PWD, people with disabilities, and you can avail the services 9 to 11 in our embassy. Okay, so ayan po ang ating social media accounts. Next please. Okay, ayan din po. And then next. Okay, ito lang po yung paalala ng embahada sa atin. For self-reliant client din, okay? Bakit po tayo nagkakaroon ng ganito? Information dissemination on the services of the embassy. Okay? First is, bago tayo pumunta sa embassy, of course, it is our responsibility na basahin, magtanong, okay? One call away lang naman po yung ating embahada. So, para hindi po tayo ma-hassle, okay, sa pag-process ng ating documents, if there are questions, you can ask directly the embassy. Okay, and to check if the documents are complete so that before you go there and apply for the service, kompleto na po at mabilis. Okay? Next is to we value time, of course. Kayo po, alam namin marami kayong appointments or marami kayong trabaho. So, we value your time as well. And appointment schedules are in place so applicants can know what time and date to be at the embassy and prepare accordingly. Okay? So, sana po ma-imbibe natin yung values na to. Alam ko, you have been practicing that. Okay, you just maintain this kind of attitude, no, that before we go to the embassy, para po hindi tayo ma-hassle, or before we avail of the services of our embassy, kompleto po yung ating documents. If we do not know what to do, then we can check the process. Kung hindi pa rin po tayo sigurado, you can call our embassy, and we are there to answer. Okay. Next, on the ease of doing business, no contact policy except for submission of complete documents. Okay? So, part po yan ng ating batas, yung ease of doing business. Okay, for our ATM services, we reserve a 15-minute question and answer portion after this presentation. We will be entertaining your questions. Our able colleagues from the embassy are here to answer your questions. Okay. For ATM services, effective. This can also be found. This information can also be found in our website. Okay. Effective April 10, 2024. The Office of the Undersecretary for Migrant Workers Affairs of the DFA has been renamed as the Office of the Undersecretary for Migration Affairs. And the Office of Migrant Affairs has also been renamed as the Office of Migration Affairs. The renaming of the DFA offices in Manila complements the transfer of assistance to nationals, functions for overseas Filipino workers to the Department of Migrant Workers. Okay? So, meron po tayong bagong batas. Alam nyo na po ito, or kung hindi pa po natin nabasa ito, this is Republic Act 11641 that created the Department of Migrant Workers. So meron na po tayong dedicated department for migrant workers. However, on the last part, or last paragraph on the screen, since there is still no Migrant Workers Office, or formerly the Polo, under Dole before, in Egypt. Therefore, the Philippine Embassy in Cairo will continue to assist distressed overseas Filipinos, including OFWs, in Djibouti, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Sudan. Okay? Meron na po tayong mga bansang may MWO. Okay? So, sila po yung process ng ATM services. But for the Philippine Embassy here in Cairo, wala pa po tayong MWO, yung officials or personnel from the Department of Migrant Workers. So, ang nag-assist pa rin po sa atin ay ang embahada. Okay? So, I wish to clarify that one. Next, who can request for ATM assistance? Overseas Filipinos in distress who are currently in Djibouti, Egypt, Eritrea, Ethiopia, and Sudan. And of course, their next of kins. Next, how to avail of the service? Personally visit the embassy, send and aspirations of every Filipino. Okay? Ang gobyerno, pati na ang mga organisasyon ng lipunan, kasama po kayo, ay magtulungan para makamtan ang mga ambisyon ng bawat Pilipino. Okay? Next slide. Perhaps this will be my last slide. Okay, so how can we achieve the goals of Bagong Pilipinas? We have the Philippine Development Plan. Ito po yung 2023 to 2028. Usually, pag bago po yung ating administrasyon, bago po ang ating Philippine Development Plan. And nakasaad po sa ating Philippine Development Plan yung mga proyekto, initiatives, and other projects and programs of the government in order to boost our economy. Next, of course, the President 8-point agenda. Andyan po yan. And yung last po yung pambansang pabahay para sa Pilipino. Okay, so these are means to achieve the goals of the bagong Pilipinas. And then my last slide. Okay, as a Filipino and as a Filipino community here in Egypt, our role, of course, sabi ko nga kanina, we are part of this bagong Pilipinas. Okay, nasaan man tayo panig ng mundo, ano man po ang ating trabaho, let us show our support for the government's programs and projects. Okay, and keep yourself informed and participate. Okay, magtulungan as part of our responsibility. Okay, the embassy is here to help. Sabi nga po namin kanina, sabi ko nga po kanina, if you wish to avail of the services of the embassy and if you have questions, you can directly ask the embassy or visit our website. Okay. Okay, our last slide, please. Okay, follow our embassy social media accounts to be updated on the following: the consular services that we offer, the government programs, para kahit nandito po kayo, alam nyo po ang mga programa ng ating gobyerno, hindi lang para sa inyo, kundi para din sa ating mga mahal sa buhay sa Pilipinas. And then our cultural activities, as well as Egyptian regulations. Okay? Para kayapa po or maganda po yung paglalakbay natin dito sa Egypt. Okay, and of course, please register. As mentioned by His Excellency a while ago, we have 101 days from now up to September 30 for the registration of for the incoming election this 2025. Boboto na naman po tayo for 2025, so we hope na mas marami po yung bumoto this year. We have about 1,000 last year, so kung we encourage you to register po. And then please also register and be counted in the embassy's database. This database is not only used for invitations to the embassy's activities, but it also allows us to know how many Filipinos are in Egypt, to help us determine demand for services and resources needed. Okay? Nasabi na rin po kanina ni Ambassador. Okay? Please continue those who have not registered yet so that you will be included in our database. Mahalaga po yun, as I mentioned a while ago, yung mga database po natin, they are very important in our policy decision making. Okay? Because if resources are needed to address the concerns or needs of this of our kababayans, mas madali po namin maka-allocate ng resources if alam namin kung ilan ang nangangailangan ng serbisyo. And that's the importance of having the database. And on your part, it's important that you also register. And finally, it's our duty to participate in the elections, as I mentioned, where we get to choose those representing our interests in the government. So if you have not yet registered to vote, please do so. Again, we have the link there. You can visit our website. That's a clickable link. And other concerns or other updates regarding elections and other services of the embassy or advisories, please visit our website and our social media accounts. Okay? Maraming salamat po at mabuhay.
Answer your questions. And by the way, Sino nakakaalala ng website ng embassy? What is the website of the embassy? www.philippines-egypt.com. Nandun po lahat yung mga concerns natin, ATM, visa, consular services.
Kaysayang isipin na patungo tayo sa kaunlaran. Kahit samut-sari ay mananatiling iisa.
Ang pusong Pinoy ay matibay, walang ibang nais kundi ayang magtagumpay.
Once again, thank you very much for registering and participating in today's event. Thank you to our volunteer performers. Thank you so much for taking the time and helping make our program more lively. We enjoyed watching each and every one of your performances. We hope that Vice Consul Brian's presentation has provided us with adequate information regarding the embassy's services as well as the administration's Bagong Pilipinas movement. I emphasize again our call for our fellow Filipinos in Egypt to register and update your information through our online registration form. Ito po ay mahalaga talaga para malaman namin at may report ang tamang numero ng mga Filipino dito sa Egypt. Please follow us on our social media accounts, PH in Egypt, and keep updated on our news and other updates on our website, philippines-egypt.com. Maraming salamat muli sa pagdalo sa aming munting programa. Mabuhay po tayo lahat!